What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Going to be going through a little bit of my morning routine in this video. Look, my morning routine isn't perfect and it's not the same every single day, so I want to just tell you guys firstly that your routine doesn't have to be perfect to succeed or do well at life or anything like that. The main goal is to get shit done on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you need to have a real crazy morning routine that's direct and just one after the other every single day, then you got to do that. But if you wake up earlier in the day, if you don't even do much in the morning, that's completely fine. Just the main thing is just get shit done day in, day out. But for me, this is my morning routine, so let's go through it. So it's currently 4:20 in the morning. Now, I don't get up this early every single day, but it's summer here in Australia and it's been extremely hot. I do plan on doing a longer run today, and I have been getting up at 4 to go bike riding, and I usually get up at 4 when I run with the running group that I run with. So yeah, it is a pretty common thing, but it's not every single day. Usually sometime between 4 and 6 a.m. What I usually do is I jump in the shower straight away. That's the one thing that seems to wake me up. I feel pretty awake now, and the main thing I think is just sitting in the shower for a few minutes, letting that water rush over me, wake me up, and then I'm ready to attack the day. So after that, I always make a coffee. Coffee, obviously a little bit of a caffeine hit, but also gets the bowels moving as well. So I go toilet, that's part of my morning routine. If I don't get that done, that's a biggie. With the coffee, also have some G1M Sport. Now this will vary how much I have, but it's from BPN, by the way, if you didn't know. I'll have 1 to 2 scoops. It's about 1.5 scoops in here, and we've got about 400 to 500 mils of water in there. So I'm gonna have that, so make sure I'm obviously getting fluids in straight away and some electrolytes and carbs. Now, we'll be going for probably a little bit of a longer run today. I'm thinking maybe around 14 to 16 kilometers, which is what I pretty much want to run every day coming into this marathon prep. I really want to bump the volume up pretty high. I really want to go hard and just leave it all out there with this marathon. And that's going to mean having pretty high volume, and I'm wanting to get stuck into that pretty soon. So we're going to start building towards that. So today, thinking 14 to 16, getting the body used to running that kind of volume. So gonna have a go bar as well. These are unreal. If you don't eat or drink or anything before you run, you're leaving a lot of energy on the table, and you're probably gonna just not get the most out of your training. So make sure you're fueled. Some people might think this is way too much for just like a easy run. That's probably gonna be just over an hour, but I prefer to have more fuel in me than get an hour in and then just feel like I'm absolutely gassed and I've got nothing left in the tank. So look, we're gonna have all this stuff for the next 10 to 15 minutes. To be honest, I'll probably play on my phone a bit and just do whatever, go to the toilet, and then we'll chuck on our shoes and we'll pretty much get going. I think might run from home, otherwise I might drive down to the water, which is around 5-10 minutes away, so not far out at all. And we'll get this run going. It's supposed to be good weather today. We've had horrible weather, so should be good. Should be a nice sunrise if we can catch it. Alright, we've arrived. I've just driven down to Broadwater, Parkland, which is where I usually start my runs. The time, I think it's around dead on 5 o'clock now, so the sun's just about to come up, and have a look at this. Okay, that looks horrible through the camera, but looks literally amazing. Nice and pink, orange. Yeah, looks super nice, which is good because it's been just the crappiest weather ever. But let's do a little warm up, some leg swings, a bit of other stuff, and let's get into it. Alright, might be able to see this a little bit better now. Just about to start and it is 5:12, so let's go. 16k, let's do it. So the goal with this run, keep that average heart rate between around 140 to 150. It's a little bit cooler this morning, less humid, so really want to make sure it stays down because it's been getting really hot. Been probably jumping a little bit too high, so let's keep it low today. Have a nice cruisy run. So the best thing about these sunnies, because they're the photochronic ones, it's low light at the moment, but I can see through them perfectly fine. You guys can probably see my eyes. And then once that sun comes up, we'll be completely blocked out from it, which is nice. You can just keep the sunnies on your head. But I got these Shocks headphones on as well, so I'll let you know how they go after the run. One thing I've felt with the humidity this summer is just the lack of kind of oxygen you get into your lungs with the breathing. Feels like you're breathing through a snorkel. Very hard to get in deep breaths, and obviously if you're not getting enough oxygen in, that heart rate is going to jump up. So yeah, it's been a struggle on these easy runs to keep the heart rate down, but we're just kind of trying to keep it more so at an easy effort. You can probably tell now I'm puffing a little bit. I'm not going fast at all, but that's all right. Summer's nearly over. Alright, we just hit 8k, so we're halfway in. Gonna turn around in a minute and we'll finish it off. We're about 10 kilometers in, 51 minutes, so gonna have this Go Gel, hopefully give us a bit of energy to finish off the last 6k's. Alright, we've got 30 meters to go and then we're done. Well, that's pretty much it, we're done. Alright, I'll leave a few details on the screen, but 16 kilometers, an hour 20. Pace was like dead on 5 minutes pretty much. Average heart rate 152, so not perfect, didn't get it under that 150 that we'd liked, but like I said, it has been very hot and humid, so aim at the moment as well, if we can't keep that heart rate
fully down is just to do it at obviously an easy, like conversational pace, which, yeah, that wasn't too bad. And as you can see, once I've stopped, pretty much straight away, heart rate drops, breathing is back to normal, and I don't feel like I'm completely dead. So that's pretty much the aim. And yeah, that went well. And that's pretty much what I do every morning. I usually have one rest day per week, but other than that, I either run or I ride my bike every single morning. Just obviously sets me up for a good day, gets me outside, gets some fresh air, because after that, a lot of my work is sitting in front of the computer at home, which I'll show you guys later on today, or which you've probably seen before. But one more other thing that I thought I would talk about is motivation. And obviously motivation is real, but it comes and goes like crazy. Like the last few weeks I've been really motivated to get up early. I've been kicking myself up the arse because it's been really hot. I've been running at like 6, 7 a.m. and it's just crap. So waking up at 4, running at 5 or riding at 5 when there's no cars around, it's just so much better. And that comes and goes, that motivation to kind of do that. So that's why I mentioned at the start, this morning routine of mine, yes, it's pretty similar all the time, but it changes up a lot. And I'm not 100% motivated all the time to get up at 4 a.m. every single morning. So for you guys, you might have to stay up late. So you're trying to get your 7-8 hours of sleep in. So that means you probably wake up later in the morning, which is fine. As long as you're getting those things that are important to you done during the day, that's the main thing. But yeah, discipline over motivation any day. And that's how you make progress over a long period of time. But I'm just gonna walk back to my car now, and then we'll go home, make some breakfast. See you guys there. We are nice and sweaty, so this might be on a bit of an angle. Let's change that around a bit. That should be better. So, didn't need the sunnies in the end, but still good to have them just in case. Shocks headphones, they're really good. They're pretty much like two little speakers that are right near your ears. So it obviously is like vibration through kind of like your head. They do like kind of, that's where the bass comes from, I guess. But yeah, they're pretty good. They don't go super loud because they probably are like a little speaker, like, and they're not actually in your ear. But I guess they're really good just so you can hear your surroundings and stuff. They don't come off obviously because they're hanging like on your ears, so that's really good. And I've been wearing them heaps when I'm riding, because obviously you probably want to be able to hear cars and stuff around. So if you're wanting like proper noise cancellation, then obviously like normal like earbuds are going to be better to get you that better sound quality. But if you want something where you can hear your surroundings, something that's not going to move when you're like riding, running, obviously if you hit bumps when you're riding, my other earbuds have fallen out rather than they're really good. So shout out to Shocks for sending me those. I got another pair from them as well, so legends. They are definitely worth the money. So yeah, check them out if you want. But I think I might grab a coffee and then yeah, we'll head home, shower up, start this day. Whoa. See you soon. Coffee for you? So it's 7:45 now in the morning. Just had a coffee before. You would have seen I got one for Katie as well. But now we're rehydrating. So we've got strong greens, strong reds, and some electrolytes in the shaker. So all from BPN, obviously. Code Tommy if you want to order some BPN subs. But we're going to make some breakfast now. So me personally, I pretty much eat breakfast as soon as I get home. I understand some other people like wait till midday or wait till later on in the day. Look, they can do that if they want. I prefer to stay fueled throughout the whole day. So as you would have seen, I had something before the run, had something during the run. I'm going to have something now, and then I pretty much eat like every 3 hours. Now, as you can see, I'm pretty lean as it is as well, so Definitely not like under eating. So yeah, if you think I'm overfueled, I'm clearly not. I don't have much body fat on me. I'm definitely not eating too much food. So yeah, it's just my preference. So let's whip up some breakfast. All right, this is what we're working with today. We have, I think it's called shortcut bacon. Well, it's just pretty much bacon with hardly any fat on it. I'll probably rip the rest of that fat off it as well because I don't need it. We're gonna have 2 of these brioche English muffins. Mate, trying to film here. Loudest bloody drinker in the world. We got some free range eggs. Come on, mate. We've got, so these are jumbo eggs, so pretty much the biggest size you can get. Free range. They're not pasture ranged or whatever it's bloody called, pasture raised, I think. But yeah, they're free range. So jumbo, gonna have 4 of those. I'll use the yolks out of 2 of them, and then just the egg whites out of the other 2. Got some avocado, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna make 2 bacon and egg muffins. Let's do it. All right, there we go. Breakfast is served. 2 bacon and egg muffins with avocado. I'm guessing that's probably, I'd say maybe around 700 or 800 calories there. So it's a bit of food. And then we got a little bit of reduced sugar barbecue sauce on there as well. So as you can see here, 8 AM nearly on the dot. So we're gonna sit down, have this, and then we'll get stuck into some work and the rest of the morning. Okay, so one more thing before we get stuck into some work. Obviously, what I'll mention as well, and obviously what you guys have probably realized, is that I work from home. I have time in the morning to kind of take my time a bit and do all these other bits and pieces. I know for some of you guys it might be a matter of getting up really early, packing your bags, and then maybe running somewhere and then going to work, showering quickly and getting stuck into work for the day. My lifestyle's a little bit different. So there's always different ways that you can make this work. This is just how I do it. And in reality, I'm gonna start work in half an hour. It's gonna be 9 AM. So that's still when a lot of people start work, kind of 8:39, and then work until 5. Now I don't obviously work till like 5 usually in the afternoon. I get out and do a few other things, but I've been through that stage of doing those different things for work. But I just wanted to mention that because obviously there's always a few people that want to make comments and stuff, say that, oh, this is bullshit kind of routine and stuff like that, or people just want to say stuff. And I'm fortunate enough that I can do these things, so I'm going to take advantage of it. So what we're going to get into next is just a bit of stretching. I'm not the best with stretching and recovery, those type of things, but I've been getting a few messages asking about recovery. Now, top things I could say for like muscle recovery, it's probably going to be, number 1's probably going to be stretching. Number 2 is probably going to be nutrition, just overall. And then after that, you've obviously got, say, number 3, like things like ice bath, hyper ice, the Normatec boots, the compression boots, they help out a fair bit. So it's just a combination of everything. And like I just mentioned, I'm not the best with it, but I really want to get in the habit, especially with marathon training coming up, of just using this time in the morning before I sit at my computer for the whole day and do some foam rolling, do some stretching, and also using these balls to relieve some of the pressure and some of the stress that's built up in your muscles. So obviously if you're really tight in your muscles, you might barely be able to touch your toes and stuff. I'm pretty flexible with my hamstrings, but I definitely notice when I'm doing there's a lot of load on my legs with a lot of running and stuff, my hamstrings get crazy tight. So we're gonna go through some stretches. We're gonna do some pressure relief stuff on my lats and my shoulder.
And yeah, just some general kind of stretches to loosen up the body a bit, so let's do it. So this first stretch that I'm doing, I don't even know what it's actually called, but obviously I've got my front leg crossed over, and what it pretty much does is stretch out all your glutes and your hips over this side, and the longer you kind of gradually move forward, the more it just stretches that out. So obviously once you first start it, if you are very tight, which I feel very tight today, then it is going to be a bit of a struggle. But as you keep it there in that position for a minute or two, just slowly start like moving down, and it's going to get like harder and harder through there. But the idea is obviously after a couple of minutes, feeling that tension just release through there, and really be able to just sit down in this position and not have that kind of pain that you first had when you first started doing it. So obviously releasing the muscles there, because for me personally, and probably for a lot of you guys, your hips, your glutes and your hamstrings get absolutely smashed from running, and I've got a bad habit of just kind of neglecting it. And yeah, like I said, it's one of the things that I really want to work on. So we're going to stay in this position for a few minutes, and like I said, just keep moving, gradually moving down, and then we'll do the other side soon. So move on to the other side, and I can just feel it straight away. Like by the time I'd finished with a couple minutes on that first side, it felt good, and then I've moved across to this left hand side, and I can just feel it straight away, all the way up that glute. And I know it's annoying, I know it's boring and something that we don't want to do, but I feel like it does make a massive difference, especially when you come along to your next speed workout and stuff. Having those legs freed up and just not feeling really sluggish and tight, it's going to make a massive difference with your performance out there on the road. Next up, we're just going to do a basic kind of hamstring stretch, and I can feel I'm very tight, so this is obviously probably the most basic version. You can do this either standing or sitting, but I'm just going to pretty much hold on to my ankles there and kind of pull myself forward, feel that stretch through the hamstrings, and just hold that in the position where I can feel it releasing that tension. And then I'm probably just going to gradually try to move my torso forward and just keep getting more and more range of motion until I feel like they're freed up a little bit. It's also good with this stuff, if you can, just try to control your breathing, which is another thing that I'm not the best at. But I've been going to my friend Hayden, and he's just been teaching me a lot of stuff about breath work and kind of just getting breath down deeper into your lungs and stuff like that. And yeah, it makes more of a difference than I thought. But yeah, he's been helping me out heaps with that. So kind of with this stuff, just trying to breathe a little bit deeper, just relax a little bit and not be so tense when I'm trying to do these movements. And obviously relax the muscle a little bit. Another good one that I like to do, that works kind of those hips, outer hips, it's just kind of having one, it's pretty similar to that first one that I did, but just having my foot out and then one of them kind of tucked in. And as you just kind of lean over and you push this one down a little bit, you can just feel it all the way through that hip flexor muscle. So the way my body works is the right side of my body drops down on one side. So what happens, like I just could literally tell with this hip here, is that gets really tense there, and my left glute gets really tense as well. So what I have to do is get this ball, get it on the right side, and I'll show you in a sec, and then I'm gonna get it on my left glute as well and really target that pressure point and just relieve that tension. And what it pretty much does is that hip that's dropped and the glute at the back that's keeping it tight, it's gonna release it and balance out my body a little bit more. And then we'll do a little bit of the shoulder work, because I've got the drop shoulder, which is one of those things I've just been dealing with for a long time, and I'm just trying to realign my body. So this is one of the things I have to do regularly. Another thing, last thing I'll show is the lats as well. My left lat gets a bit tight, and in turn, like I just said, keeps this shoulder up here. This one drops down, and it's pretty much like exaggerated, but that's how my shoulders are when they should be obviously dead straight. So we're gonna do that now. So I pretty much work it until I feel where the tension is, and then I'll just leave the ball right on there for about a minute or 90 seconds, and that just relieves some of that tension in the muscle. Same thing, just find that point where there's tension, and because I've got my full body weight on it, it's pretty much like someone shoving their elbow into the muscle. So this is something that you can do by yourself without going to a masseuse every month or so and spending that money. There's a lot that you can do just by yourself with a little bit of this equipment, especially this massage ball that I'm using at the moment. Okay, next one I've only just recently done, and that's the one I mentioned where I'm gonna get this into my lats there, so my back, and release some of the tension there, which is something that I've never done, but since going to Hayden from Dossie Dynamics, he's pretty much shown me this. He had one of these balls, so I've got one myself. And that's just pretty much going to release that tension, because I train back pretty hard, and obviously keep training it, just like gets tighter and tighter. So this is a good one to relieve some of that pressure in that muscle, and relax your back and shoulders a little bit more. So that's how you do it. So this is probably going to be the last thing that I do with this little stretching and pressure release thing. We're going to get, so we've got the little ball, and what I'm pretty much going to do is find the point on my shoulder where I can feel there's a lot of tension. It might be okay at the moment. Usually I can find the exact spot where it's really tight, but it doesn't feel too bad. Yeah, this side's a little bit, I can usually find the exact point where it's really knotted and there's a lot of tension there. So just get that ball, find the spot, and just putting a fair bit of force into it. Obviously you can, if you're getting a massage, you can try and get the person doing the massage to find this spot and kind of release it, but this is a good way of just releasing some tension just at home. And like I said, these massage balls,
can buy them off Amazon or eBay or whatever. They're just a game changer. Take them everywhere, and when you get that feeling where your shoulders or those parts of your body are really tense and you might be getting some pain in a certain area, just get the ball in there, put some tension on it, and just relieve that tension in the muscle, because once you find that spot, it hurts for a minute or two, but half an hour or even you can just feel the pain and the tension in that muscle just gone for a good few days at least, and you just got to keep doing it. It's just one of those things. You can't just do stretching and pressure relief stuff once and then just expect to be fine. It's something that you need to do weekly, and I probably neglected it when I was younger, but now I get to the point where this shoulder is in really bad pain if I don't do all this stuff that I've just shown you guys. And now I just make it routine, and that way I don't get that pain. Another thing, because I did mention about that shoulder kind of imbalance and stuff, my body has grown differently. Parts of my body are stronger, so what I do now in the gym is mostly just all unilateral movements, or at least when I'm doing a movement, I make sure each arm is working by itself or each leg is working by itself, apart from maybe barbell squats here and there. But usually a lot of machine movements, a lot of, even with back, shoulders, all that type of stuff, it's either dumbbells or machines where each side is working by itself. So if you've got imbalances, I would stay clear of like bench press, a lot of barbell movements, because what tends to happen is the stronger part of your body will just always take over. Not to the extent where it 100% just takes over from the whole movement, but it might be like 90% or like 40% or 45% of the weight on one arm, and then 55 to 60% getting worked by the other arm, and then it's just going to keep on getting stronger on that stronger side. So a good way, if you have got imbalances, is to stick to mostly unilateral stuff where only one of each arm or each leg is working by itself. But we're pretty much done with these pressure points and the stretching now, and that's pretty much it for my morning routine. The rest of my morning consists of me going in that office there and getting stuck into work. I've just finished my priorities this week. Have been finishing the race plans for the Tommy Fit app. So if you are interested in starting a 12 to 16 week race plan for either 10K, half marathon or full marathon, website will be in the description below. Click on there, sign up, super low sign up fee. It's a great app. I've put a ton of work into it, and these new race plans are really good. So if you don't have a plan, but you're thinking about doing a race, I guarantee you're going to do a much better job if you get a dialed in plan and get stuck into that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry if we stretched out and stretched the video out a bit too much with the stretching stuff, but I hope you guys did enjoy some of that. Some of you guys have been asking for some recovery stuff and some stretches and that, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please like it and drop a comment as well. Subscribe obviously if you aren't already. We're approaching 20,000 subscribers, so let's try and get there in the next month or so. But I shall catch you guys on the next one. See ya.